Hello, I am Trisha Wolfe, and I recently completed the yoga teacher training at the Northern Colorado Yoga School and am taking part in these holy days. And I will be reflecting on Aquarius with you all. And I am an Aquarius, so it's fitting for me. I want to read you a little bit about Aquarius from the esoteric tradition from a couple of sources online that you can learn more about if you just Google that. And so, knowing that in this sense, Aquarius represents the sharing of creation. And Aquarius is the light that shines on the earth in the darkness and clarifies things. And Aquarius really deals with the nature of connection, of holding things together in truth. And we can hold these soul words of Aquarius together. Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty humanity. With water being the symbol of substance and expression, emotional motivation, we can really hold that Aquarian energy as a sign of universal relationships and interplay and connection and consciousness. And that in Aquarius, we really come to the beauty of group life and group interests and individual responsibilities towards the group in this unfolding of consciousness. And all of this is us connecting to each other, that we're all connected across the earth and across time. And the Aquarius is deeply connected to the welfare of humanity and group good and group action, and all about establishing networks between us all for the collective purpose. And really representing that picture from which water flows into everyone. And so I'm really holding the importance of that group connection, that water flowing forth to everyone with this short little practice that we're going to do together. And this practice is just a way of settling in and calling in through imagery your connection and your group consciousness in your life. And I can't think of any time more important than right now to be calling in your matrix of support. And I really just invite you to settle in as you do this little practice with me, and give yourself some time to get comfortable where you're seated. And knowing that whether you are alone right now or feeling connected, that we are all connected to each other. And that's why I really like this practice, because it allows us to call in connections from different places and times in our life. And what I really like about practicing it from an imagery perspective is you always have that image to pull from. And once you do the practice, you'll see what I mean. That we're going to create this matrix, this web of connection together in our minds that we will have to call on whenever we need to feel connected to that Aquarian energy, that group consciousness and connection. And something that I've actually enjoyed doing after doing this practice is just kind of drawing out my matrix of support that I imagined in my head on a little piece of paper. And you don't have to be a good artist or a good drawer. You could even just draw little symbols that represent whoever you call to mind. And that really helps kind of firm up that image for me. So I invite you to take in this practice however feels good for you. So, just taking a minute, finding a comfortable seat. Or maybe you want to lie down and Really seeing what lets you know that you feel comfortable and supported. Feeling your weight in the chair or on the sofa or maybe in your bed. Seeing what else you notice that brings you some comfort right now. Maybe the sun is shining in your window, bringing you a little warmth. Maybe as you look around the room, see a picture or a color, something that brings a smile to your face. And as you do that, just noticing what you might be feeling right now. Maybe you're feeling a lot, or maybe you're feeling nothing at all, or maybe you're right in the middle, knowing that all those are okay. And as you're checking in with yourself, starting to bring to mind people in your life who make you feel supported. And more than just people, but experiences in your life where you've felt connected. Maybe it's a childhood pet that was always there waiting when you got off the bus. Maybe it's your ancestors who you never met but have heard stories of. Maybe it's a spiritual guide that you feel connected to. Or maybe an animal that always seems to cross your path. Maybe it's your family you were born into. Or maybe it's your family you've created. Maybe it's teachers you've connected with. Mentors who've supported you. Maybe it's your childhood best friend. Maybe it's a friend you only know online. Calling all these people in right now. And as you're calling them in, noticing how you're all interconnected. The matrix that goes in between all of you and all of the people who support those people. I'm envisioning a golden thread that I'm holding on to, and each of my people are holding on to, creating a beautiful web of support and connection. And I notice as I do that, I take a deeper breath. Maybe you notice the same. Or maybe you notice a little more settling. Maybe you feel some warmth. Maybe some of the feelings you were feeling a little bit earlier are a little bit less. As you hold this image of the web of support and connection, knowing that even if you are alone right now, physically, you're not alone. That we're all here holding each other. Noticing the continued signs that your body and your brain might be settling down a little bit as you take in this feeling of connection. And as you notice that settling, bookmarking that image of all your people, guides, teachers, and animal friends, knowing you can reference it whenever you need to. And then starting to gently bring yourself back to the room. Maybe you're wiggling your toes, looking around and seeing what catches your eye, what looks different this time. Maybe you can take in the sun a little bit more. Or maybe things seem a little more in focus. Maybe your body is a little more online, where things feel a little bit smoother. Just holding those feelings as you go throughout your day, knowing that I'm holding all of you in my matrix, and that we're all together.